Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to have a little check-in about gastritis again. I haven't checked in with the YouTube group in a long form video in a while. So yeah, I just wanted to give like an update about how I'm doing and some recent things I've learned and just want to talk about regarding gastritis, healing, gut health, all of this good stuff. So let's get started. If you don't know, I've had gastritis since November of 2023, or at least that's when I started experiencing symptoms. It could have been existing for much longer before that. I have healed my symptoms about, I would say 90%. I keep throwing that out there. I don't know how much the actual inflammation has healed because I haven't had an endoscopy since last fall. I'll probably do another one again later this year if they allow me to. For some reason, doctors are really stingy about giving endoscopies. But that's all to say that I eat a pretty normal diet. I prefer to eat whole foods, healthy, and stay away from alcohol for reasons other than my gut health, but that's just one of the reasons why I continue to stay away from those things. I just feel better overall. I don't really like drinking anymore. Every time I drink, even like a glass of wine, I just feel awful and depressed. And I never thought I'd be one of those people. I've always enjoyed having like a glass of wine with dinner, but now I'm like totally averse to all alcohol, which is a blessing in disguise. But yeah, it's just been a big lifestyle switch for me. I mean, the Sarah a couple years ago, if you told her she would just be basically sober, she wouldn't believe you. Some things that I've been taking lately that have been really helping are bone broth. It's so disgusting though. I'm trying to figure out a way to use it that isn't so repulsive. I tried to put it in like coffees and like make it kind of a sweet treat, but I've decided that that's just not an option anymore. So I'm gonna start adding it to like soups and more savory dishes because it's just so meaty. Like you can taste that it's from an animal. But anyway, bone broth has been really helpful. There's so much good research on bone broth and it has a million benefits, gut health just being one of them. So I've been really enjoying that a lot lately. I've been taking probiotics again. I'm not allegiant to any particular probiotic company. I like to switch up probiotics as much as possible. I think that that is the beneficial way to use probiotics. If you're using the same probiotics, you're kind of just limiting yourself to those strains. So switching it up, keeping the variety up as much as possible, I think is a good thing. I take those on an empty stomach every single morning. I've been focusing on high protein breakfasts and keeping the fat content in my meals pretty low near the end of the day. I find that when I have a heavy fat meal like salmon or, you know, avocado, olive oil, that type of stuff, which I do eat a lot of, if I have it at the end of the day, it kind of sits in my stomach for a really long time just because fat takes a long time to break down. And I struggle most with symptoms at night. In fact, I only ever get symptoms at nighttime now. I just don't have them during the day. I feel like I could eat anything during the day and feel fine. So yeah, I've just been keeping my dinners pretty low fat and having higher fat breakfast and lunch, but also just focusing on protein as much as I can. I just have well-rounded meals in general, like a healthy amount of protein, carbs, and a little bit of fat. So I just enjoy eating that way. I feel good eating that way. I'll be happy to share some of the things I've been eating lately. Stay tuned for later in this video. I'll do a little what I eat in a day as well. I started trying matcha lately. It gives me a little burning sensation, but it passes very quickly. I don't want to start drinking it every day just because that burning does worry me a little bit. I don't want to aggravate my stomach if it's still sensitive at all. So I have it here and there. I just wanted to try. I don't really miss caffeine. I don't need caffeine anymore. I've been off caffeine for almost 2 years now, so I really don't miss it. But I do miss a coffee, just like the taste. And cutting that out was really difficult for me. Like, took a part of my soul, but then I got used to it and then I sort of forgot about it. And then lately I was just feeling so good, so I was like, let's give it a try. And so I've been trying just like a little square of dark chocolate every day. And I also saw a recent study that if you have a square of 85% chocolate every single day for like X amount of weeks, it has the same effects as most SSRIs. Okay, I'm all about that. And also, serotonin improves digestion. So when you really think about it, I'm helping my gastritis. Maybe not. This is not advice. This is just what I'm doing right now. This is just kind of my progress update. So if you are healing your gastritis, don't go drinking matcha and eating chocolate right now. I'm just telling you, you can be here too if you stay consistent with your healing. What else? I've been really loving yoga lately. And I've done yoga for years, just off and on. I was never really passionate about it or consistent with it. But lately, it's just been my go-to. And I do it like 3 or 4 times a week now. Nothing crazy, just like 20-minute at-home videos. I do Charlie Follows on YouTube. I love her. And it's just been a nice way to challenge myself. I still go to the gym and lift weights 3 times a week. But I'm really liking that schedule of doing like 3 days a week of easy yoga, 3 days a week of weightlifting, because it's just like a nice balance. Yeah, and also just being able to move my body and eat enough to move my body is just such a blessing. I feel so happy that I can finally do that again, because I was out of the gym and not really moving much for a solid year when I was healing, which I think was necessary. I think was a good part of me, healing. I think it really helped me gain the weight back, but it was sad. So yeah, now I'm really grateful that I can move my body again in ways that are fun. I've also been doing like bike rides on the weekends, just kind of exploring around Milan, outside of Milan. And the weather's been so nice. Like, people warn me so much about August in Milan. Usually everyone leaves Milan for August to go to the seaside, but it was a really lovely August, like perfect weather. I know this is not typical, but we got really lucky. We stayed here pretty much the whole month. I went to Spain for 1 week, and that was really nice. But that was it. Besides that, we've been here, and it's been just really nice to be home and like make the home a little bit more cozy. As you can see, I put up some pictures. These are all my husband's photography. I've been trying to be a little bit more social lately and just like get out of my head and just be a part of this city that is Milan. And as people are coming back in September, that'll be a lot easier. So I'm excited to challenge myself. It's so easy for me to just be alone for weeks. I literally don't have to see another person. I mean, I live with my husband, obviously, so we are each other's company the most of the time, and I'm very happy with that. But I also don't want to completely be a shut-in, and I want to make some friends. So I've been putting more effort into that lately as well. I've been trying to get back into studying Italian on a daily basis. I kind of fell off for a while, so I'm getting back into that. And none of this was related to gastritis directly, but I do think that when you're healing from something like this, any sort of chronic illness, it's really important to do things to keep your mind busy on things that are not just that illness. It's really important to decenter the illness in your life. If you make it the essence of who you are, if you kind of introduce yourself as like, oh yeah, hi, I have stomach problems, so I can't eat that. Basically, if you constantly identify yourself with this illness, then it becomes a part of you, and you sort of tell yourself that this is who you are. And I do think that makes it harder to heal, because your brain is always looking for things that are in line with the statements you are saying. So basically, if you continuously say to people like, I have gastritis, da 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 da, I think that makes it harder to heal. I know that there's science behind it, because it's about neuroplasticity and making connections in your brain. Basically, you just don't want to put that out there constantly. And having other hobbies and having other things that make you a more well-rounded person, that aren't just about eating and food. It's such a central part of our culture today, but it doesn't have to be the main thing that we do with our friends. It doesn't have to be the main thing we talk about. Like, make yourself more well-rounded so that you have other sections of your life you can kind of go into where you're not thinking, hopefully, about your condition, about your symptoms. I know at the beginning, for me, it was really hard to do this, so I'm not trying to sit up on my high horse and tell you, like, just forget about it, but truly do just try to implement other things in your life that make you feel calm, that make you feel happy, that are not just doom scrolling and watching other people live their lives. Like, live your life too, even when you are healing. I know it feels like, oh, you can't wait till you're healed so that you can do this, or I can't wait till I'm healed so I can do this. That mindset is truly holding you back from being your healthiest, happiest, best self. So just try to add one extra thing. Something that really helped me when I was first dealing with gastritis, when I had flare-ups like every single day where I couldn't sleep because my stomach was burning so intensely, I did coloring books. And I find that just like doing something tactile it has nothing to do with the screen, has nothing to do with like being productive. It's just about making something fun and pretty and easy. That was the biggest part. It was easy and it was distracting, and it took my focus a little bit away from the pain. And yeah, try something like that. Try knitting or crocheting, something tactile where you're using your hands and getting a little bit out of your head and into your body. That's where I'm at right now. I have had flare-ups recently. Last night I even had a flare-up, which was really bad. It was like unexpectedly bad. I had salmon and like a spinach salad for dinner, which I should have known that wasn't gonna fly because salmon's really fatty. I shouldn't have had something so fatty for dinner. And the spinach tends to trigger me, so I think the combination of those was just like, Sarah, what are you doing? So I'm definitely not 100% better, but I'm definitely better than I was a few months ago. And in a few months, I'm gonna be better than I am now. So that's how this goes, and you just have to accept the process of it. My journey with this has been pretty long. I think I'm experiencing bile reflux. I've been trying to get testing done, but I live in Italy and it's hard to find a doctor that speaks English. I really want an English speaking doctor just so that I can explain everything properly. My Italian's not that good yet. So yeah, I'm navigating all those issues, but for the most part I feel good, so it's not like I'm dying to get into the doctor's office right now. It's just something I'd eventually like to get around to this year. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I hope you guys are having a lovely, happy summer. It is still summer, although I'm very excited for fall. I just love the fall. It's the best season ever. There's no question about it. And we have some traveling coming up, of course, for work, and some fun stuff happening later this fall that I'll share when it gets there. But yeah, that's it for me for now. And enjoy this, what I eat in a day. Bye.